So let's just jump right into the tutorial. The hair that I'm gonna be using to create this look is gonna be from Free Twist Braid. This is their boho hippie lock and 20 inches. The color I'm using is 1B, as well as 6 packs of spring twist hair. I'm using that to create my distressed look. Purchase this hair from Rock Tress Hair on Amazon. All the links will be below. And then to your left, you're gonna see the specs if you wanted to create this look. It's broken down so you guys can get the exact look that I did. So I'm gonna start off with freshly washed hair that is pre-twisted. And I'm showing you guys what the locks look like. Very, very pretty. And then to keep my edges and my hair tamed, I'm gonna use some jam. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your crochet lock and you're gonna crochet it in your twist. So I'm gonna take my crochet needle, I'm gonna attach the lock to it, lock the needle, lock the needle, and then go ahead and hold all the hair together and then pull it through. And basically that's just how you crochet it. And then I'm gonna take my hair and the lock and I'm just gonna pull it apart so that it's nice and taut. Boom. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your spring twist hair and you're going to unravel it. And then I'm gonna crochet that into my hair, but not all the way through, just peeking just a little bit. That way the hair stays in place when I'm wrapping it around. Next, you're gonna hold with one hand, you're gonna hold your hair, the lock, and then the other end of the spring twist, and you're gonna go ahead and wrap. Now, it all depends on how neat you want it. You can wrap your hair really, really tight at the base or really loose. I did semi-loose. So just wrap really, really neat first, and then when you're done, you're gonna do this method that I found on YouTube. It's called the pinch method. This idea is not mine. I found it all over YouTube. Don't know who the original creator is, so I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just copying a style that I liked on Instagram and found a lot of tutorials on YouTube, and I'm showing you guys me doing it for the first time. So as you see, what I'm doing here is I'm just pinching little pieces of hair and I'm wrapping it around. The messier, the better. So this is really good for beginners because you don't have to be neat. The more messy the hair looks, the better the distressed lock looks. So as you can see, I'm just pinching just pieces of hair and I'm wrapping it around. I'm so used to it being neat, so sometimes the lock comes out pretty neat and not as distressed as it should be. But go ahead and just pinch just pieces of hair so that the curls can stick out. As you can see, it's getting frizzy, and that's the look that you're going for. If you go a little bit more messier, then you'll see the curls pop out more like you see on Instagram. But with me, I'm just a neat freak and I'm so used to doing things super neat that the locks just came out a little bit neater than it should be. Keep paying attention to where your hair is and just keep wrapping it around. Also pay attention to where those curly hairs are standing out from your boho locks, making sure not to wrap the spring twist hair around it. Then the best way I found to seal it is once you get to the bottom with the boho locks, the bottom of the lock is curly, so it's gonna get super thin at the end. So if you have a lot of extra hair, what you're gonna do is just start twisting upwards, and that will help you create the base. Also, it'll help you finish the hair off. So as you can see, I'm spinning the hair back up, and then once I'm done and I feel like I have enough hair left over, I'm gonna take my crochet needle and I'm gonna push it inside the lock, and then I'm gonna pull the hair through. Usually when I pull the hair through, I like to wrap it around the needle a few times just to make sure that I'm getting a little knot. Close the latch and then pull it through. And I'm gonna keep repeating that until I have no more hair left, or if I have a little bit of hair, and what I do is I wrap the remaining around the lock. You can also just cut that piece off, but as you can see, I'm just wrapping it around, and there you go. There goes that first lock right there. I'm gonna continue to do this process for the rest of my hair. I'm gonna show you it again. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that crochet lock, lock it in there, pull it, take the two pieces. I'm gonna separate the spring twist hair. I'm gonna crochet that in just a little bit. Hold the pieces together, so the end, my two pieces, the lock and my natural hair, I'm gonna twist at my base, and then I'm doing the pinch method where I'm just pinching pieces of hair. I did have some hair that fell out from the spring twist, so all I did was just bring it back up and just twist around it, but you just keep doing the pinch method. Again, the more messy you make it look, the more it stands out and looks distressed. Then once you get to the bottom, you're gonna go ahead and just crochet the end. Some people use glue, some people tie it. I like to just crochet it in because I know that that end won't unravel on me. So I like this method, and then just wrap it back up. So I'm gonna keep fast forwarding. Just a heads up, so my edges look a hot mess. The reason why is postpartum, after my pregnancy hit me so bad and I lost my edges to the point that it was bald. So slowly but surely my edges are growing back, which is the reason why I haven't been putting YouTube tutorials up, because it's hard to do hairstyles when you have no edges. So my edges are finally growing back. So that's why they look like that, but you're gonna see the end results and how well it's gonna slick down. So just ignore that. Also, I'm trying not to make my hair too tight. Now, with me having an 8-month-old, it's really hard to record nowadays, especially because she's super needy. So this clip right here is literally 2 weeks after I put it in. I wanted you guys to see what the results look like. A lot of YouTubers, they just show the beginning, but they never show the in-between process. As you can see, this hair is horrible. It's tangled up like nobody's business. I do work from home and I do keep a scarf on my head a lot. And this is still with keeping a scarf on my head. You can see that it tangled. You can see that the dandruff is there, and I'm like, oh man, I did not get a chance to do my thumbnail and my end shots. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to touch your hair up if you wanted to do it yourself. Let's say you went to a stylist and you want to touch the hair up and you don't want to spend money to get it done all over. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So first things first is I'm just going to oil my scalp. Again, this is just for the video purposes only, just to make sure that it looks good. I want to make sure my hair is nice and shiny. Trust and believe, I'm taking these locks out and I'm going to wash my hair, and I'm going to show you guys that process. But I'm just going to take the embellishments out that's faded. You can see it is a tangled mess. Now, my trick to make my edges slick down is this edge booster. I swear by it for my edges. So I'm gonna apply that to just the locks that's at the edges, because that's what I need to just make sure that the thumbnail looks really good and the end results look really good, because I'm gonna fake the funk, because I didn't get a chance to show you guys or record how the ending looked. So in order for you to freshen it up, you can either just take some edge control and twist the locks, or you can just add more spring twist to it. And here I'm still doing that pinch method. And as you can see, that first lock looks so much neater compared to what it looked like before. So that's basically what I'm gonna do to just touch it up, is just add some more spring twist to it. Only because my edges are still short. That's the reason why I'm using this method, by just adding more spring twist to it, instead of just taking some edge control and slicking it down, because my edges won't slick down. So here I go with the edge brush, adding some edge control to it, and then I'm just taking my edges and I'm wrapping it in a new lock. Look at that hot mess. So that I'm just actually gonna tuck away. So you see me taking my edges and just tucking it into the lock, and then I'm just doing the pinch method and just wrapping it around. And then those two pieces that was in the boho locks that was sticking out, I'm just gonna wrap inside the spring twist here. As you can see, the second time around, it's looking a little bit more neater, a little bit more distressed. So I would say if you want it more distressed and it doesn't look like it, try adding another layer of spring twist here. It'll make the locks a little bit thicker, and also you'll see the distress look more. So I'm gonna keep doing that process. Again, I try not to put too much stress on my edges because it's really growing back and that's so delicate. So I'm just using some edge control to just slightly slick it down, just so that it's super neat. Other than that, I really don't care the way my edges look. It's just for YouTube on a regular basis. What I basically do in the mornings is just brush it back. The locks look distressed, the hair is very distressed, my edges can just look natural, and I just think it's a natural look, especially when you have type 4 hair like me. Right here I was just showing you guys how you can just make it look neat without doing edge control, without doing a new lock. You could just basically just slick it down and just twist your hair. So you saw me do that. Sorry, I was talking. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue to do this method, adding the spring twist around. As you can see, I'm not crocheting the twist in. You don't always have to. The only reason why I crocheted the spring twist in before is because I wanted to start the lock, but since I already have the lock in place, I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap it around. Now, if you want to touch your hair up, not only you can do your edges, but you can go in and out. You can look to see which locks in the front look a little like it needs to be refreshed a little bit, and then you can just add new spring twist on top of that to make it look good. You don't necessarily have to do the entire front of your hair to make it look refreshed. You could just look throughout your hair, which I did for this tutorial, just to see which locks need to be refreshed, just so that you have a brand new look. You see how it looks? The edge control is a little bit white, but it's eventually going to fade away. But you see how it looks like brand new locks, and all I did was just the front part. Add some oil to it, give it some more shine. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, and then I'll be right back to add the embellishments to it. So now the other side is done. Okay, it looks like I just put these locks in. Now I can do my thumbnail. So to jazz it up, just jazz it up. To jazz it up a little bit, what I'm gonna do is just go through my hair and see what pieces need to be fixed. If there's any locks that looks a little nasty, like this, my hair came out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap some spring twist around my hair. Put it in the middle section. I'm just gonna just wrap it around. Again, that's what I love about this distressed look, is that it doesn't have to be neat. Like, the more distressed it looks, the more tackier it looks, the better. Then I'm going through and I'm gonna cut any of those curly pieces that look a hot mess. I'm just gonna cut that off. There's no need for me to have all those curly pieces out. And then I'm just gonna add some gold string to my hair to just make it look nice and like Nubian-ish. All in all, I really like this style. The only thing that I wouldn't do is the distress locks. Not the distress locks, sorry, the boho locks from Free Twist. I really didn't like the fact that the curly hair that stuck out of the lock kept tangling. I didn't like that at all. So either cut those pieces or don't have too many of those pieces. The end parts look pretty good, so that I'm pretty happy with. But just the fact that the curly pieces just kept tangling, it was just a hot mess. And then here's the final results, guys. See, faking the funk, making it look like I just did it. So here's the final result, guys. I'm gonna show you guys how long it is. I'm 5'7". I'm trying to suck in my postpartum belly, but it comes up to my butt. That's how long the 20 inches is on me, in case you guys were wondering. So this is the final look, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's not as distressed as you see it on Instagram, but this is just me trying it for the first time. I definitely would try it again, do them thicker, do them shorter. And like I said, be on the lookout for my tutorial on how to take these locks out, especially because it's a tangled mess right now. And I want to show you guys how to remove them and how to just make your hair look good once you take the locks out, because you're gonna go to a stylist to get it done. You gotta learn how to take it out yourself, so I'm gonna show you guys. It's gonna be in the end slate once that video is up, in case you're watching this one. And if you have any questions, you can leave them below. Bye, guys.